Today, I'm going to tell you what to do if your business falls victim to ransomware, and more importantly, how to effectively recover. According to one recent study, ransomware attacks are estimated to cost businesses around the world a combined $20 million by as soon as 2021. Add to that the fact that a full 20% of all ransomware victims are small businesses, and this is a threat that you definitely want to pay attention to. Hi, I'm Mike Harvey, founder of Project Overwatch. For over a decade, we've been helping companies across the US quickly grow their companies and increase profitability through the proper use of technology. So what is a ransomware attack anyway? Ransomware is a specific type of cyber attack where the data on an infected machine is encrypted and rendered inaccessible to users, unless you pay a ransom to the hacker that executed the attack. So even though the data is still on the computer, it is impossible for you to access it. Ransomware is different from something like a virus in that a virus is designed to infect your system without your knowledge. Ransomware, on the other hand, is noticed immediately. Because of that, ransomware creates a large amount of fear in its victims. This fear is usually used as a motivator to get you or the victim to pay whatever amount of money is being asked. The WannaCry ransomware attack from 2017, the one that spread across 150 countries, is maybe the biggest example of this. But Locky, CryptoLocker, and Petya were similarly devastating for many people. If you or your business has been the unfortunate victim of a ransomware attack, there are things that you can do to mitigate this situation and get back up and running as soon as possible. You'll just have to keep a few key things in mind about what you do during the hours, days, and even weeks ahead. Follow the steps I'm about to outline, preferably in the order they are presented, to mitigate this issue. Number 1, disconnect the affected computers from the network. The first thing you'll want to do in the immediate aftermath of a ransomware attack is to disconnect all of the affected computers from your network. This is necessary because it will stop the malware from using your network to spread from one machine to the next. In essence, this will help protect the machines that haven't yet been infected, control the extent of the damage that has been done. Number 2, do not immediately turn off the infected PCs. Whatever you do, do not turn off the infected PCs or workstations immediately after discovering the attack. You're going to need to learn as much as possible about the attack, including where it came from and what data was compromised during the forensic analysis process. You can't do that if the machines themselves are off. Number 3, record any and all details of your ransom note. Along the same lines, you'll want to record as many details as possible about the ransom note that you or your employees have received. What is the form of payment that someone is asking for? Is it Bitcoin or some other type of digital currency? Or are they looking for gift cards or even cash? How are you supposed to get payment to the individuals in question? Does the note include any details, regardless of how small, that may give you a clue as to the attack's country of origin? All of these things are going to be necessary not only to help further the forensic analysis process, but also for when you inevitably end up contacting the local authorities. Number 4, engage with a recovery firm. As soon as you've taken all the previous steps, reach out to your current IT provider to help get your data back. If your current provider isn't able to help you, or if you don't have one, it may be time to engage with a recovery firm or IT company. Oftentimes, they'll be able to do this simply by restoring the information from backups you've already created, but not until the machine itself has been restored to normal. Even if you don't have regular backups, and you should, the process is still possible, but it's definitely not easy enough that you'll be able to do it on your own. Number 5, your last resort, pay the ransom. As a last resort, a step you might need to at the very least consider taking is also one that unfortunately you're not going to like. Depending on the circumstances, you may actually need to consider paying the ransom being asked. This is especially true if the compromised data is A, critical in nature, and B, there are no other reasonable methods of retrieval. Understand, however, that this is only a short-term solution to a long-term problem in the best possible scenario. Yes, there is a chance that if you pay the ransom, you'll regain access to the data and the affected machines will become usable again. However, it's not a guarantee. Also, whatever security vulnerability was originally exploited will still exist, meaning you'll still need to pay professionals to come in and take action to guarantee that this doesn't happen again. Number 6, develop a message to let your clients know what happened. Regardless of which actions you take, and when the situation is under control, it's important to begin developing a message to inform your clients or customers of what happened, and, more importantly, what you're doing about it. Let them know what data was compromised and how they may be impacted. Give them all the information you have and tell them what you're doing to prevent another ransomware attack from happening in the future. This is important for a number of reasons, including that it can help undo some of the damage to your business's reputation. Secondly, this step is actually required by law in a lot of places, and the consequences of forgetting about it are far too great to ignore. You'll need to make all of these things a part of your return to business plan, because ultimately what you're trying to do is exactly that. Return to the way things were so you can finally put this catastrophe behind you. If you'd like to find out more about what to do in the immediate aftermath of a ransomware attack and work with a team of professionals who can make sure that these are the types of things you don't have to worry about ever again, please don't delay. Contact Project Overwatch.